Hello, my fellow riders. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to progress insanely fast, or more, the secret to it. So, also, if I look like if my eyes are bloodshot or anything, it's because it's like 12:30 at night, and I've been watching TV for like the past 4 hours. So that's why may look tired or whatever, or look like I just got out of bed. But no, I've just been being lazy for the last couple hours. But yeah, other than that, so we're just gonna jump straight into this. The secret that, at least what I do and how I learn stuff, is every time I go out and ride, and seriously and have a session, my one goal during that session is to learn something new. Like, whether it be just doing a trick you've already known how to do in a different location, or if you're doing a new transfer, or just doing something you've never done before, or doing something you have done before, or somewhere you haven't done that specific thing before. That is the main goal I have for every session, is just to do one thing at the very least. And if I don't, I feel bad about it and feel like I didn't accomplish anything. I feel like I wasted the time I spent at the skate park. And it's a good way to make sure because when you feel bad when you don't do it, it gives you incentive to keep trying whatever trick you're trying to learn, or wherever you're trying to get better at said trick. That's what I do to get better. Personally, I go out and learn a new trick every day, and I know that's not super accessible for some people, but even if you don't get to ride every day, and just when you do get to ride, and make it your goal to learn a new trick, or at least progress in some way. Don't just go to don't say you go to the skate park one day. Don't just go and goof around and do nothing and just do all the tricks you've done before. At least for a little while, try something new. Like, even if you don't land a new trick that day, like, at least progress one of the tricks you're trying to learn. Like, even if you don't land it that day, try and get closer to it. Like, currently what I'm really trying to learn right now is either bar or bri. I've landed triple heel. The clip will be coming out soon on my Insta. Go follow that at Ryan_rides. I will put the tag right here. Quick I can't talk. Quick little plug right there, but pretty simple. So yeah, just don't go out to ride without accomplishing something. It doesn't need to be anything significant, just something. Like, today when I rode, I did a 360 off of a drop that I didn't think I'd be able to do. But since my goal is to learn something new every day, and I didn't have really anything else I wanted to learn, that's what I did. So even though today was mainly a fun day with a friend I haven't ridden with in a while, I still progressed in some way. I also got more proficient at doing my tricks over transition, which is something I've been trying to work on personally. So that today was, even though it may have seemed to me at the time like a very just chill day where I wasn't really learning, it was I actually progressed quite a lot today, which is very important. I am proud that I was able to do that. And then once you start progressing, you won't want to stop. Once you do this chain for about a week, you'll get used to it, and you'll get used to the fast progression. And I'm telling you, this technique, it's not really even a technique. This method of like this mindset of going out to ride, of when you go out to ride, learn something new. It will take, if you ride every day like me, or if you don't, it may take a little longer to get better. But if you ride every day like me, this technique will take you from bunny hops to whatever, from just bunny hops to like 180s to like 360s and tail whips within a week or two, and which takes some people 2-3 months to learn if they don't really, they don't really try and learn it. Another thing to do is another thing I use is like when people go out, I see this all the time at my skate park. A kid will come there, they'll try and learn a trick, but they won't really commit to learning the trick. They'll throw it like, they'll attempt the trick like 5-6 times, and then they'll get bored, and they'll just go do something else. And that makes them like never learn anything, or hardly ever. And it's kind of sad, because there's a lot of times the people that are doing this, I can tell they could definitely do it if they spent more time trying. And it leads to people riding for a year and not even being able to tail whip. Which personally, I don't know how. Even if I couldn't tail whip after a month, or if I couldn't do my natural heel whip, which is what I naturally heel, so if I couldn't heel whip after like a month of riding, like I would be like incredibly demotivated to continue riding. Like I don't know how people could stay committed to riding often when they aren't progressing. It just doesn't work for me. If I don't progress, I want to stop. So that's another thing. Like when you go out to try and learn it, when you go out and say, hey, I'm gonna learn a trick, like don't put off learning it. Like you say you're gonna learn it and commit to that. Like when you start it, at least when you start the trick, if you're not getting it consistent, like if you're not getting it consistent, that would imply that you've already landed the trick. If you're not trying it consistently, you're not really gonna learn it, because your muscle memory won't be able to get the hang of something that you don't do often. That's how consistency works. Say 360s for me. That's a trick I'm incredibly consistent with. Once I learned them, I did them so often that my body just knows exactly what to do. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing while I'm doing a 360. I just have to go up to a trick, go up to wherever I'm doing, and okay, I'm doing a 360, and it just does it. And my body just does it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to particularly do anything. It just happens, which comes through doing it over and over and over again, to the point where my body knows exactly what to do and when to do it. That's a tip for consistency. But once you learn a trick, don't just shy away from it. Say, recently I learned triple heels. I could say, well, I landed it once, but it was hard, so my GoPro died. It ran out of battery, so I'm gonna have to do the last like minute or so of this video and on my phone. Shouldn't be too bad, but if the audio is a little bit worse, that's why. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I could say, oh, I'm not gonna try it again because it took a lot of effort, but instead I do the trick over and over and over again, or at least I'm doing the trick over and over and over again, until the point to where it becomes that muscle memory, to where I don't have to really think about what I'm doing. I just throw the trick and it happens. That's the main part that you have to worry about, because just learning a trick isn't the end of the road when it comes to that trick. You have to learn that trick and then be able to do that trick again and again without. You have to be able to repeat that trick otherwise most people won't consider you have learned it. You've done the trick, but you haven't learned the trick. That's probably one of the biggest things I see people get wrong. That and just doing stuff fly out and flat, which is something I am very guilty of and I'm trying to get better at. That's why you heard me talk about something I was working on, is doing stuff in the transition. But anyway, those are the two main points I wanted to get out of the way. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know to progress to progress really fast. To me, that's all I've done, and I've gone and I went from being able to bunny hop. 6 months ago, I was able to bunny hop a scooter, not even very high, just a few inches. And now my most impressive trick is I've triple heeled, which that's substantial because that was 6 months ago. It takes most people like up to at least a year to learn triples, at least from what I've seen in the progression videos online and everything. That's what I've seen, but maybe not everyone's like that. But I don't know that many people. I know like 3 or 4 people in real life that can triple heel. I know that's my natural, but either way, it's still a very impressive trick that few people can do. That is very difficult for most, and that's just that just makes my point stand out. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying this basic mindset or method of doing these things has made me be able to progress to this point this quickly. So I'm gonna say that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time, and goodbye. That was a fail.